Welcome. The story of Lazarus and the rich man is the Bible's version of income inequality. This is a British version of the story from 1830. To put that in context, a few years later, Charles Dickens wrote Oliver Twist, the story of a British kid in a workhouse who asks for more food one day and pays a hefty price for that impudence. This piece is a hand-colored etching, but it is done as if it were a cartoon on the op-ed pages of a newspaper. Obviously, this is not what Jesus' listeners pictured when he told the story. The clothing and the home decor are straight out of Britain in the early 1800s. This way of depicting a Bible story is a way of reminding people that the stories in Scripture recur in every place, in every generation. By emphasizing the beginning of the story, though, the artist does not foreclose the possibility of a different ending this time. This is the interesting aspect of this work for me. As the story is told in the book of Luke, the rich man doesn't even let Lazarus have the scraps from his table while both are alive. Then in death, Lazarus is hanging out with Abraham, and the rich man is in torment. The rich man asks Abraham to send Lazarus to him with just a drop of water. Abraham says no, there isn't a way to have Lazarus cross the abyss between heaven and hell. The idea here is that the viewer will see the possibility of ending up like the rich man, suffering eternal torment, and choose instead to be nice to the Lazaruses in their worlds during this lifetime. Notice the rich man here. He has his wine and his meat, but he's alone at table. There's a servant, but the servant is more attentive to the poor Lazarus than the rich man is. The rich man isn't even looking at Lazarus. He's looking off into the space in front of Lazarus. Will the people like the rich man recognize themselves in this image? Will they have a change of heart? And notice Lazarus in this version of the story. He's not asking for himself. He's asking for his family. In the Bible, after Abraham's first no, the rich man asks Abraham to send Lazarus back from the dead to warn his brothers so they don't end up in eternal torment. Abraham says he won't send Lazarus. The brothers can listen to Moses and the prophets, or to put it in our language, they can read the Bible or listen to the Bible. Jesus has been telling this story to the Pharisees. He ends it by saying that, having Abraham tell the rich man, that if his brothers won't listen to Moses and the prophets, they won't listen to some guy who comes back from the dead. Thereby, Jesus is foretelling some of the results of his own death and resurrection, at least upon the rich man. Thank you for listening. God bless.